The feeling of you have set your goals and then you're not able to achieve all of them, or maybe you don't even actually achieve any of them. I know how someone feels like, I don't want to ever prepare a vision board again. I don't want to limit myself. I don't want to do this again. And I feel the discouragement because I have been that person who feels like, why am I not able to achieve my goals? And one of the ways that I was able to change that habit is when I learned about asking myself these three questions that really helped me stay consistent, and I was able to actually tick off 90% of my goals in the last 3 years. Because I love you guys, I don't want to put it as a secret anymore. I want you guys to learn this way, and I know this hack is going to really make you achieve your goals this year. Hi guys, welcome again to another episode of Financial Literacy. My name is Jane Dishu and I'm a financial advisor. The first question is the why. So this is the reason why you really want to achieve that particular goal, or what it would mean for you to just attain that goal. This can be the end game, like what impact will you achieving that goal have made in your life. So you need to visualize that, you need to see, you need to understand. And if you're not able to give like 3 reasons why you need that, and you're not able to paint a picture of how different your life will be when you actually achieve that financial goal, you need to restructure and maybe weigh the options around that goal and its priority in whatever you want to achieve in your life. For example, if maybe you have buying a car as one of your goals, and let's assume you're in sales, so you need to understand what that really means. If you bought that car, what impact it's going to bring in your sales. So for example, maybe it will help with mobility. This means you can be able to see more clients in your day, and this translates to you making more sales, and making more sales translates to you having more money. And you having more money also makes life so easy because you'll be able to trickle it down to achieving other goals. The other thing, let's assume you're in sales and maybe where you live, you use a lot of money when it comes to mobility, because maybe sometimes you have to move on Ubers, on public transport. So when you already have your car, it's easy for you to budget within your fuel consumption, and it's going to save you a lot of money when it comes to mobility. So you are able to see, like at the end of the day, I'm going to get efficiency as a salesperson. I'm going to increase on my productivity. I'm going to increase maybe on my presentation, because most of these sales businesses, sometimes how you even get to your client really matters. So maybe if you're in the professional space of sales, maybe one of the things is maybe your dress code, how you need to look like. So you having a car, you're able to even change from one outfit to another depending on which clientele you're going to meet. So that is the end game. Like, how is this going to really affect the whole picture of your life, and how it's going to help you when it comes to achieving your other goal. So you need to be very strict when it comes to the why. You need to know, is it about other people? Is it about me? Is it about my business? Is it about making better financial decision? Is it something that is going to make my life more easy? Is it something that is going to make my life more exciting? Because I find so many people, you just want maybe to buy a car because other people are buying it. You don't actually understand what is the basics, what is the reason, what is the whole point of you having a car. So you need to just have those basics on table, and you need to just know, like, how excited will you be when you see yourself achieve that goal. And how I am able to help people, or how I was able even to make myself more excited when it comes to consistency and achieving my goal, is actually seeing myself at the end of the day. I used to see myself at the other side of having achieved this particular goal. I used to see myself like feeling like if I'm working on my weight, like seeing myself like being able maybe to dress in a certain way, being able to walk on heels, being able to even appreciate my body more, or being able to even participate in certain activities. If it's about the car, I was able to see like how I'll be presenting myself when it comes to my business. If it's about some of my investment and even having an emergency fund, I'm able to even move better when it comes to making decisions, because I'm not worried about what is going to happen to me in case I'm not able to make another sale, or in case I'm not able maybe to make an income. So I'm even able to stretch myself when it comes to risk taking, I'm able to stretch myself when it comes to the goals that I have, to the ideas that I have, and whatever output I'm putting out there. So the why is very important, and it have to be very personal. It have to be very exciting. It have to be something you really relate. You have to see yourself at the end of the day having achieved this particular thing and having achieved the magic of changing your life within that particular moment. So I hope the why you have set each and every goal is exciting and is a varied reason enough for you to keep grounded, or to you working and asking yourself the other questions that are going to help you. So the second question is the how. So after you have identified that I really need to do this, I need to get this. After you have developed that momentum and you have adopted that thing in your life, the next thing you need to do is to know how are you going to get there. Let me tell you, the means or how you get to that particular goal is actually another way of you staying grounded. These are the small habits that you're going to take when it comes maybe to your money, when it comes to your decisions, when it comes to spending, when it comes to a decision, when it comes to the way you even carry yourself. So the how, this is like where most of us are not able to move from. Most of us know like this would mean so much for me if I was able to achieve it. But most people don't know like how do I even do it? And this is the plan, the plot, like how do I get there at the end of the day? So I'm going to give an example of a person who wants to buy a house. So let's give an example of a house which costs around 6 million Kenya shillings. So if you know like your house has this amount of money that you need 6 million, so you can use one of the ways. Maybe you can save 2 million in a circle and then get a loan where you get maybe times 3 of your savings, and then you're able to buy that house and then you can repay your loan. That is one way. You can go and get a mortgage, decide maybe to pay that mortgage in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, depending on the amount of money that you have or your income levels. So the how is basically like, how am I going to get this thing? So you need also to identify the value of that particular thing. If it's a car, you need to identify, if I want a car which is worth 1.2 million, and maybe my income is around 500,000 per month, I can be able maybe to spare around 200,000 per month for the next 12 months, and then I'll have my 1.2 million, and then I can be able now to buy that particular car. So you identify the amount of money or the effort you need to put in when it comes to the financial goal, and it's monetary because we are talking about the financial goals, and this will even trickle to the other goals which need maybe yourself and some habits. So for example, if you want maybe to lose a certain number of kgs, so you need to understand, if maybe I'm taking in some amount of calorie, how are they affecting when it comes to my weight? So if I reduce this per day or per month or per week, how is that going to affect me? The whole point is, be as realistic as possible. Do not work with something that is unrealistic. Do not overstretch yourself. Also, do not understretch yourself. Do not like move according to how you think in your mind. Just try to be as positive as possible. Just try to be as creative as possible. And believe you me, whatever you put in your mind, you're able to achieve. Myself, like trickle down. I remember like the first time I was planning to buy my car, I was thinking about like maybe this is something that I need to save up for the next 5 years. I was not even thinking of a loan facility because I really feared loan. And because I was a young person, I was like, no, I'm not going to just get a loan. And because in the next 5 years, I'll not yet be 30, it's still a good age to actually own a first car. So it was something that I really wanted because it was going to give me a profile when it comes to my business. And I really needed it. It's something that would really boost my profile and everything else. And I could see myself having the car. But when it comes to how I believed I can be able to get that car, I really put it as a stretch. Like I really dreamt like to this level. I didn't see myself as big as it could have looked. I didn't trust myself so much with finances that I could just stretch that goal to 3 years or even less than 2 years. So it took me around 3 years in the business to actually realize that this is something that I can be able to actually get right now, and then I can be able to pay it off in the next 1 or 2 years. So I was able to achieve my goal within the 5 years, but I feel I kept on postponing on it because I did not have a good plan. I also did not think on the so many options that I have. So when you're thinking about the how, you also need to weigh the available option and then choose the best that can work within your income. Choose the best that you can be able to manage at the level that you are in. So don't limit yourself to just the only thing that you know. This is why I always recommend working with a financial advisor, because this is a person who is going to see all over. They are going to ask you, like, if you're not a lone person, can we weigh this other option? If you are not this other person, can we be able to weigh this other method? So if you're not a disciplined person, you're going to think of maybe a fixed plan rather than just somewhere you can be able to withdraw your money. You're able to understand your money personality. You're able to understand your saving culture. You're able to understand even what you can be able to do with your money. So at the end of the day, you don't understretch and you don't overstretch. Because one of the other thing that can really mess you up is when you just think of one way. You just hear like people are buying their houses using mortgages, and then you just bite something so big that you did not even think of, in case I'm not able to pay this mortgage, what happens? And I have seen so many people lose their houses over repossession, even their cars, their property. Some people have been bankrupt because they were not able to weigh the options they have. They were not able to work with a professional. And for you to make sure that you don't get into this trap, make sure that you follow me on all my social media pages so that you're able to learn more of this content. And also you can be able to book me directly on my social media pages, and then we can book a consultation session, and then we can discuss your financial goals, the plans and the options that you have, and then we can narrow it down to what really works for you. And at the end of the day, you're going to remain consistent and work through your financial goal without the fear of losing a property or without the fear of, am I able to achieve this? The third question you need to ask yourself is the when. Let me tell you, if you don't have a deadline to your goals, it's going to just be another dream that you want to dream. You might never wake up to that dream because you don't know when it is coming to an end. You never know, like, when you're late. You never know when you're early. You never know when you have achieved. You never know when you have underachieved. So even if you know the excitement and you also know how to do it, you need also to have a plan. Because I have met people who want to buy a land or want to buy a car for the last 20 years. So someone have been trying to buy a car worth 1 million Kenya shillings for the last 10 or 20 years, and the income is within a range they can be able to actually afford such a small car. But because they did not give themselves a deadline, their mind were trained to, we can try this next year. Then next year comes, you say, we try this next year. The other year comes, we try another year. The other year comes, you try another year. So you find yourself 5 years down the line, you have not bought that car, you have not bought that land, you have not been able to build your home, you have not been able to invest in bonds or shares or build your investment portfolio, you have not been able to start on your emergency fund. You just keep on postponing, keep on postponing, keep on postponing. That's why most of us, we find ourselves in a position where you don't even feel the pressure, you don't feel even the urge of really doing the best or giving it your best because you don't have a deadline. Let me just paint a better picture. So when I was, before I even learned about this hack, most of the time I used to find myself like just not being bothered. I used to say, like, even if my friend just got whatever thing that I really wanted or I had on my vision board, somehow I used to just convince myself that is their turn, that is them. That is them in their own timeline. I used to just point it out. I used to just tell it to my friend that belongs to them. It's not for me. My time is going to come. But some particular point, I believe like the universe or God, when you just have an idea of a particular goal, it's like God is trying to tell you, just align, I'm about to bless you with this particular thing. But you, when you're postponing on it, when you're pushing it on other people, when you're feeling that it doesn't belong to you, when you're feeling that it is not your season, let me tell you, it might be the distraction. It might be you doubting yourself. It might be that convincing power that you're not capable enough. But when you set a deadline, or when you say, like, I'm gonna do this before 12 months, Let me tell you, the anxiety that it actually hits me when I know that I was supposed to go to Dubai in June and we are in May, and I'm seeing like my bank account is not looking up, or I'm seeing my vacation fund is not looking up. Let me tell you the anxiety that hits me and the work that I put in those remaining months so that I don't fail myself. Because I always feel like if I'm not able to achieve this particular thing, it's like I'm lying to myself. It's like I don't love myself enough. It's like what have I done? Why have I not been able to achieve this? Because I always feel like whatever thought that is brought in my mind by the universe, I'm able to achieve it. And this is how I have been able to just be able to do so many things in a small span of time. And most of the time I'm able even to tick off most of the things that I'm able to write on my vision board. And even if I don't get the 90%, I'm able to get the 80%, which is above the average of 50% on the goals that I have already planned. So, guys, can we set a deadline? Can we have a limit, a time limit of when we want to achieve this thing, so that we also get motivated, we stay grounded, we also know the structure we are working with, so that we don't carry one thing over and over. Like every year you're working on one thing, every year you're working on a vacation, every year you're working on buying a car, every year you're working on buying a land, investing more. Like it becomes a lot, and you might find you have lost a lot of time that you could be able to do more. You have lost a lot of your energy when you're young, and by the time you're trying to catch up when you're old, it's too late for you. So let's do it right now. Let's set the timeline, and then I'm very sure the moment you combine these three things, you're going to be able to appreciate yourself, and you're going to be able to see a change. Let me know in the comment section which other question you ask yourself, and also let me know if you're going to try this way of achieving your goals. And the final remark, I would want to tell you, it's small bits of these habits. Do not bite something that you cannot be able to take in. Do not just overthink because it's overthinking. And also do not limit yourself. It's okay to have goals that are scaring you, because they stretch you, they stretch your income, they stretch your abilities, and you're able to even measure how far you can be able to go yourself. And also it helps in your self-development. So dream as big as you can be able to do. And also do not overbite when it comes to planning, but at the end of the day, stay in that consistency. Believe me, it's going to pay off, and you'll be able to see whatever you have always wanted achieve and come to life. And in case you would want any professional help from a financial advisor, remember to follow me on all my social media pages, and you can also be able to get my contact there. DM me, and then we can have a conversation on how you'll be able to achieve your financial goal this year and also for the coming year. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, thank you.